You can tie them fancy, but simple scuds always seem to catch more fish for me, and orange works everywhere. This is a simple pattern with a few DIY hacks added to make your future days on the water more successful. Start off with the Daiichi 1120 in a size 16. I always pinch the barb and then put a small dab of super glue on the center of the hook shank. Directly on top of this, I'm going to wrap some non-lead wire to add a bit of bulk and a little bit of weight. Thread a bobbin with hot orange thread and get a good base on the hook and those wire wraps to make sure they don't slide around. A lot of ribbing materials will work for this fly, but I use soft copper wire. Tie it in there and bring your thread to the back. The next bit is a little DIY magic hack. For scud backs, I like to use two different types of materials. The one on the left is an iridescent polypropylene bag. These can be found in most hobby shops or craft stores. The stuff on the right are hanger straps from women's clothing. It sounds weird, but it works really well. The hanger straps are super elastic, they come in a variety of color patterns, and the good ones don't get brittle over time. I like to fold them in half and trim them down the middle to get a scud back that fits the size of the flies that I'm tying. Iridescent bag material is very durable and adds a flashy component to any scud pattern. That's what I'll use for this fly, so I'm going to trim a piece that'll fit the width of my fly and tie it in at the back of the hook shank. Both materials make really great wing cases and body wrap for certain fly patterns as well. It's fun to play with. See what works for you. For the body, I'm going to use Salmo Supreme Fiery Orange dubbing. Whether it's tailwater fisheries or spring-fed creeks, orange just always seems to produce well. Dub a fairly sparse noodle onto your thread and wrap it forward on the hook. Scuds do have a bit of taper to their body, so I try to emulate that just a bit. In general though, I like my scuds to be pretty sparse throughout. Keep it very simple. Pull your scud back tight over the top of your dubbing and capture it with your thread. Slide it to one side or the other if it's not as straight as you want it. Adding the rib next is going to secure it in place for good and make this fly darn near bulletproof. Use spiral wraps to bring your rib to the front of the fly and capture that with your thread. Go ahead and helicopter any excess off, half hitch, whip finish, and then trim your thread. Next, you're going to reach for your favorite dubbing brush tool or bodkin to pull some of those fibers loose to simulate legs. Loosen the fibers from the bottom and then brush them down to get a few strands sticking out from under the fly. In my opinion, most scud patterns are a bit too excessive in this area, so keep it sparse and keep it simple for a more efficient fly on the water. Then you can come in with those scissors and trim the legs slightly shorter than the gape of the hook. You don't need a fancy scud pattern or one that's difficult to tie in order to catch fish. Use this simple scud and a little DIY magic to fill your box with fish catching machines. Head down to your local fly shop today and make sure they have all the Larva Lace products you need to tie up some orange scuds. If you need to restock your shelves, you can email Lorie or go to hagensfish.com to get your order put in. Not only do they have the best materials on the market, but their pricing is spot on as well. If you're a dealer of high quality synthetic materials, Larva Lace products need to be in your shop, period. If you're looking for fly tying motivation, patterns that catch specific fish, or have questions about fly tying in general, you need to check out Fly Tying University on Facebook. Join a growing community of fly tyers and fly fishing enthusiasts who just want to be better at their craft. Larva Lace is a proud partner of the Fish Stories Archive, where you can preserve your fishing stories for the next generation. Make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook pages for constant updates and information. Now it's time to go catch some fish. Until next time, tight lines from everyone here at Larva Lace.